What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the 49 Carats Fan Cave Tour. Joining me today for another virtual tour is Joe and his wife, Cindy. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing great, Steph. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. And thanks for coming on today. Yeah, that Bosa jersey, it's pretty nice, right? But I can't wait to see what you guys have because by the looks of it, I can see a little bit behind you. It looks like we're going to see some pretty great stuff there. But first, I love to ask everyone just a few introductory questions. And so I know you live in the Bay Area, which, snaps the streak of all the East Coast fan cave tours. We had 4 consecutive East Coasters in the first 4 fan cave tours. So that's pretty incredible. Shout out to all the East Coast faithful out there. But you're from the Bay, right, Joe? So how and when did you become a 49ers fan?
It would have to be back in the 70s when we were living in Texas, 100 miles from Dallas. And my mother was a 49er fan because she's from here and my dad's from Texas. So all those playoff games, those NFC championship games that they were lost to the Cowboys, and I watched my mother cry, and I just became a super fan. Well, I got my fandom from my mother, and so ever since that I've been rooting for the Niners. We took her to the NFC championship game, the catch game. Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So me and my brother suffering through my mom's tears, so we pooled our money together and bought some tickets and took all three of us went, and we were out the 50-yard line, balcony. I could rest my feet up on the rails, and just looking right down at the team. It was a great day. It was the greatest game of my life. And the traffic jam took me about 3 to 4 hours to get home, and it was the best traffic jam I ever been in my life.
Everybody's the happiest you've been, right?
Yes, they were out there. What do you call those moon windows up on the roof? And
the sunroof.
Oh yes, it was great. It was such a great day, and I'll never forget it. Never forget it.
That's incredible. I love that.
January 10th, 1982. Great day.
So I have to imagine for your mom that probably, made all the pain from all those previous games go away, right? It made it all worth it.
We got to see the good tears.
Yeah.
We got to relish in the good tears because she was so happy she cried, and it was wonderful. And then, of course, the next week, my brother and I pulled our money together and sent her to the Super Bowl, and he got to take her. He took her because he was older than I was, and we could only get 2 tickets. So he took her, and she got to see the 49ers win their first Super Bowl, and it was just awesome. Talked about it the whole time until she passed. Yeah.
Wow, that's an incredible story. I love that. And you said the catch game was the best game you've ever been to. I have to imagine that there hasn't been another game that could surpass that one, right?
Goodness, no. I've only been to a few others.
Maybe a Super Bowl. But
maybe a Super Bowl. Yeah.
That
was my next question. You didn't get to go to the Super Bowl. You said your brother went with your mom.
Yeah.
So if the 49ers did go to a Super Bowl, let's say like 2024, I know they went last year too. Were you going to save up all your coins for that as well?
It's a lot more coins now than it was back then.
Yeah,
that is true.
If it was those coins, I would go in a heartbeat. But it's
that damn inflation.
Here in the cave watching. So,
well, yeah. Let's talk about the fan cave. So when did that start for you? Did it start as just a few items, and before you knew it, you had a whole room full, or did you always have the intention, I want to start a fan cave?
No, I never had intention to start one. I just I gathered stuff throughout the years. Got stuff throughout the years, put them in closets and stuff. And one day, Cindy said, why don't you paint the room and paint 49er colors and put all your stuff you got. Kicking myself for not thinking about it myself. And I was kind of surprised. She said, what? I can do that? So I went out and bought a trusty laser, and I bought the paint, and I went to town and did it in about a week and a half. I think it took me,
Well, from my vantage point here, it looks great. And Cindy, you're a real one for that, for giving him the suggestion. I think that's awesome. I know it's probably something you're very prideful in, and I can't wait to have you show it off here. But first, how much money do you think you've spent on your fan cave to this point? Cindy's waiting for that answer. She's like,
He has no idea.
a lot of people don't know. Yeah.
Maybe 5.
You have one pricey piece and then probably.
Yeah, one real pricey piece you're gonna love, and then
Yeah.
5, 6, somewhere around 5, 6,000.
Yeah.
I imagine it's worth it, and it looks like a pretty big room. So I think at this point we're ready to see what this fan cave looks like. So why don't you go ahead and show us?
Okay, well, this is my wall of jerseys here. I've got Montana Rice Hall of Fame. We got an old young that my son had, and Alden Smith, and of course the grandson Gore. Got to have the grandson and the Gore. And this is my other little wall. I got the clock and the Fatheads. We got Terrell Owens autograph picture here. The Owens catch against Green Bay.
Nice.
We have an older Don Griffin black and white here. We got a killer Bowman that my wife got me for. She was going downtown and she saw some red on somebody was bringing out a thing to the street. And she stopped and said, "Man, that looks like a 49 jersey." And she looked at it, offered him a price, and she brought it home to me and surprised me with it. And it's a full Bowman. It's beautiful.
That's awesome, and I love that it's next to a Willis jersey. The two best linebacker tandem the 49ers have ever had.
My flag my son gave me, and then this is my beautiful daughter bought me. Oh, here's my grandson Kaepernick.
Which is just the way he used to sleep when Kaepernick was during the thing doing his.
Oh my gosh!
Pose.
What a time!
And up there are some other pictures of my grandson, me and my wife, my son, and then we have over here. Well, we have Joe on the computer screen selling his whiskey. Then we have a faithful flag they were giving away, and that was the Schwartz 2 game.
Is that one signed?
Yes, it is signed by Jesse Sapolo. It was our anniversary. She took me to it on our anniversary. And Jesse Sapolo was there signing autographs, and he said, "Give me the flag, I'll sign it." He signed it, "Happy Anniversary, Joe and Cindy," and then he put his number on there and everything.
Wow,
So,
that's
love
sweet.
that one. That's a beauty.
Wow.
And we got it at the Schwartz game, Schwartz 2. This was when Harbaugh and Schwartz got in that argument, remember, at the Detroit game?
The year before, where he said he had him on the back a little too hard.
Yeah, on the back a little too hard.
How could I forget?
That was the rematch the next year.
Next year, yes. And I yelled down at Isaac Sopawapa, and he yelled up at me, and I took a picture of him waving at me. And right here is the first game I took my grandson to, and it was the Colts game, the very last year of Candlestick Park. Here we are here. That's my wife with the camera. That's me, and that's my grandson. That's my beautiful daughter-in-law and my son. And these people here, they've been here for season ticket holders for like 30 years. So they just like knew everybody. So they called over the mascots to see the baby, and they wanted to hold the baby. And then they got the cameraman over. They grabbed the baby, said, "Give me that baby." And they got the NFL film people to take his picture on the Jumbotron. So he's on the Jumbotron right there. That's my grandson on the Jumbotron. Yeah.
That's
and
awesome.
That Jumbotron is gone now. That whole stadium's gone now. So this is the picture that my wife took. Right here, this series of pictures.
And the top picture is actually one that the 49ers had posted on their website.
Yes.
And then so when I'm looking, I'm going, if I'm holding up the camera,
it's all the same picture at the same time.
So these are the sequence of
Wow.
pictures I had taken of the other side of the plate.
That's so cool.
We got some wine, or what's the whiskey thing? We got Frank Gore up there. I got it Ross for like $4. So
this is incredible.
Wow. Grandsons here. $1 coin. That's a long time. Of course, we got Joe's stuff. I got a translucent see-through Joe card, rookie card, that my son gave me for my birthday just a few days ago.
Oh, wow. Well, happy belated birthday.
Grandma relics. Oh, thank you very much. It's last Thursday on the 11th. That's why I wear my IU jersey. This piece we got downtown, and it's the last Candlestick Park 1971 to 2013 49er final touchdown, 49ers 34, Falcons 24. These are replica Super Bowl trophy tickets. Over here's a Candlestick Park patch. These are all the narrative tickets that were given out to the people who had season tickets. And this is the game, and that's Patrick Willis jumping on Bowman when he ran it all the way down here to score a touchdown. Remember that?
Oh
He said,
yeah,
"You
I
did
was
it,
at
Bo.
that
We
game.
did it." He jumped on top of it. Yes, he picked
I
off Matty
was.
Ice and ran 85 yards or 90 yards for a touchdown to win the game at the last minute.
Yeah,
So
it was
awesome.
incredible,
I
incredible
like to think
send
they're
off
really
for
cool because
Candlestick.
commemorated different plays throughout the year, the
Yes.
season tickets that year.
This is the game we
Yep.
went to with our grandson, the Colt one.
I'm actually so jealous of this. This is amazing. It's an amazing piece.
This over here, I got my Montana whiskey, of course. Everybody got Montana whiskey. And I've got 3 of the 16 things. I got my old 49er. This is the San Francisco 49ers Super Bowl championship. San Francisco 49ers 38, Miami Dolphins 16.
Which that's
7-11 back in the 80s.
that our nephew lived out in Georgia when he was only a kid then, and he got it and said, Uncle Joe would love that.
Yeah.
No.
So he got that and brought it out to us.
This is a replica of
That's
the
sweet.
Super Bowl ticket that my mother went to the Super Bowl with, so I had to get that.
Wow.
That's
Love
the
that.
Detroit ticket.
Toy box.
Yeah, 49 toy box. I got,
Nice.
this I got off of, oh shoot, where'd I get that? Amazon for $16. They had it listed
Wow.
for $16. As soon as I bought it and it was delivered, they had it listed for $120. So
No
they
way.
just,
I think we had a mispriced.
yeah, they had it mispriced and I got it for $16.
So this is when he was trying to calm the team down. He saw Joe Candy in the stands.
Yes.
So at one point, it's the
Nice.
quote about that.
The Bengals were beating us 16-13 late in the Super Bowl 23. We got the ball
Got the ball
back.
back with a little over 3 minutes left on the game. We had 98 yards in front of us. As I got to the huddle, I happened to see John Candy. I went over to Harris Barton, who loves seeing celebrities, and said, "Hey, H, there's John Candy." Everyone paused for a moment. They laughed. We went on to win the Super Bowl on the last
On the drive.
drive,
On the drive. They called it the
and
drive.
known as the drive.
Yes. And this piece here I got in the late 80s, filling up my pickup truck at the Chevron station, and it sat in my closet for almost 35, 40 years, man. And I finally got
Wow.
it framed up. I took it out and got it framed up, and it's the drive of the decade. I don't have my glasses
So it's a
on.
compilation of all the plays.
It's got KGO here,
Yeah.
and it's got Jeep dealership here, and so on and so forth. And they're very hard to find.
That's really cool. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this before, but I love it. So all of the pictures of the players are like from the play as well, like each of the plays.
Yeah, it's three,
Yeah, so it says it, yeah.
3:20 left, and it says trailing
Wow.
16 to 13. The drive of the decade begins at the 49ers 6. Montana passes to Craig for 2nd and 2 on 49ers 16. 3:04 pass to Frank for 7. The tight end Frank, first down, 1st and 10 on the 49ers 23, and it just continues
Goes like-
until it.
The 12 plays that make up
Yes.
the drive.
And then John
That's
Taylor
really
finishes
cool.
it with the big one.
Yeah. It was just a gas station giveaway.
Yeah, Jeep and Eagle,
What?
Chrysler
Wow,
dealership.
man.
And it
That's
says
awesome.
Super Bowl 23, January 22nd, 1989, 49ers 20, Bengals 16. This my nephew gave me, nephews gave me, and it's a wristband, and it's got game-worn Montana and Jerry Rice pieces in it. Game-worn jersey piece in it.
Wow, it's in the bracelet?
Yes, they're embedded in the bracelet. Just little
Wow.
pieces of their jerseys, and they're game-worn jerseys. So very hard to see, but you can see Montana over here and Rice written over here.
Wow, that's nice. Great gift.
And I got a Justin Smith ball. And then I've got a 1989 Super Bowl ball signed by everybody. There's Joe and Dwight signed there. John Taylor here, so on and so forth. John Frank. And even all around it. And the only one that's not on it is Bill Walsh. Dadgummit. And then down here, I've got some 49er stuff here. A Steve Young autographed mini helmet. And, of course, Steve Young and Jerry Rice Beanie Babies and that were given to me. And but I do have some really nice thing right here. Remember Dwight made these balls every year, right? Dwight made 1,000 of these balls every year, Dwight Clark. I met him one night at the 30th anniversary. Cindy got me tickets to go see him, to meet Joe and
Nice.
Dwight, Ronnie Lott, Jerry Rice, and Roger Craig. And they were talking about the 30th anniversary of the catch game.
Mhm.
And I was talking to Dwight, and I said, I always wanted one of them balls, man. A month later, showed up, got one.
Wow.
And it's Dwight Clark, Joe Montana signed it, and it says 30th anniversary, 1/10/12, and that's usually where he signs 1 through 1,000. This is
Mhm.
30th anniversary, 1/10/12. The day I met Dwight Clark and shook hands with him and talked to him for 10 minutes or more. And he
Wow.
was amazing.
So yours is unique.
So yes, it's one of a kind.
Wow.
Well, it's one of a kind made just for me. But when Dwight passed away, they put those 87 stickers on the helmets that year. And it wasn't so bad to have one. So I called the 49er headquarters, and of course they said, no way, we don't send those out, because I thought they were just a little paper 87 sticker, and they were like $2 sticker or something, but they're not a $2 sticker. I found that out. So I called my friend at Comcast Sports Center, and he knows that I have this ball, this unique one-of-a-kind ball. And I told him the story that I wanted it, and one of those stickers. And he was at the stadium interviewing the players, and the vice president of 49ers operations walked by. He told him my story, and he said, yeah, sure, come on. So we went down to the equipment room. And he went up to the equipment manager and said, hand me one of those sheets. And then he handed it to my friend, and then my friend sent it to me. Okay, so it's got Dwight Clark's sticker over here that they put on the helmet. These are the real stickers that go on the helmets. And I don't know anybody else who's got one of these.
You probably are the only person that has this. That's
Might be.
incredible.
You never
Cindy
know.
got this for Christmas one year. She got this for me Christmas last year. McCaffrey, Perrin, Bosa, and Kittle. And then up here, when we were at the 30th anniversary, Cindy got this for me because I had lost my ticket. And so this had a replica ticket in it. So she bought this for me. And it's only signed by Dwight. It doesn't have Joe's signature on it. But we bought it that night at the Masonic Temple when we met everybody. And then this is another piece that my wife bought me right here.
We got all these looking down upon us.
That's on the ceiling.
This is the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got these cool chairs at Ross, or these tables at Ross. They almost have football
Texture.
material on them, so I put some fat heads on them, but I got to get them replaced for starting to wrinkle. This is the thing. I make these.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
It's really cool.
Then here's another one I got at Ross, probably less than 10, 12 bucks. I got that. It was sitting there, and I said, oh, man, I got to grab that. And then at the 30th anniversary, this is our pictures that we got to meet everybody. And then we took our pictures with the Super Bowl trophies. And I said, are you allowed to touch them? And they said, no, we kind of frown upon that. So when I walked behind them, I kind of put my finger on the very bottom of each one and touched them just barely. But I'm never going to be there again, so I had to do it. and he looked over at me and laughed. So we were good. And then this is here that evening when we got a picture taken with everybody. And this is Cindy and I with Joe. And this is me with Dwight. And this is me with Jerry Rice. Back up a little. So I got to tell you about Jerry Rice. First of all, his hands engulfed mine. And when I went to take a picture, I went to shake his hand like this. Can you see my hand here, honey?
Mhm.
And he grabs it and he pulls it to his chest and slaps it against his chest like that. And he goes, like this, Joe. And I looked at him. I go, yes, sir, Mr. Rice. Anything you say.
Yeah.
And that's when we took this picture. And you could see the smile on my face. And this didn't come off all night. And then we got Ronnie Lott. And then we got Roger Craig over here.
And this was like a reception before the 30th anniversary
Yeah.
event at the Masonic Hall in San Francisco, that they then went out and were on the stage and, talked.
These are tickets.
Talked for an hour or so. They all came out and tapped on each other mostly.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
It was really cool.
You have to meet them all and go to the show. I almost bought that ball they threw around. It would have got me 2 tickets to the Saints game the next week. And I almost bought that ball. Oh, it's just amazing evening. This is my most treasured item. Cindy bought this for us not too long ago. We were on our 35th anniversary, and we were going up to the Inn of the Tides at Jenner. Robert Henfield's place is over there in the outlets at Petaluma.
sports memorabilia shop that we
Yeah.
just happened to stop at the outlets, and then we came across this sports memorabilia shop
Right.
with a lot of
Wow.
really unique items.
Yes. And so I walked in and I started looking at this, and I started talking about the catch, and then Robert walked around and was looking at me, and then I finally said to Cindy, I said, "Oh my God, it's number one." And he goes, "Oh, you're very observant." And then we got to talking to each other, and then we know each other now. This was actually owned by Joe Montana. It was gifted to him at the 10-year anniversary of the catch. And Robert got it from Joe. Joe had called him and said, "Hey, come help me move some stuff." He got his golf bag, and I almost bought the golf bag too. But anyway, this was from Joe's garage, and it was gifted to him at the 10-year anniversary. Joe got number one, and Dwight got number two. So I don't know where Dwight number two is, but this is number one. This is one of 2,500. It's got Joe Montana ink, gold ink here, Dwight Clark gold ink signed here. This is a very famous sports author or painter. I can't remember his name. I should have looked it up before this came. And this says right here, one of 2,500, and that's his signature here. There's the NSD hologram, and there's the 10-year anniversary logo. And then right here, if you could see, this is Joe's hand. It's raised up, imprinted.
It's kind of a raised impression.
Yeah.
And this is Dwight right here, catching the ball. So it's very unique. And then if you come down here, and this came with it. So we paid a pretty penny for that. I'm very lucky to have it. It's one of a kind.
Wow, you guys have such great stuff. I feel like there was a couple things as you were going through it. You were like, if there was a fire, I'd get this, or this means the most to me. There's a lot of items that you have that I think like would be totally fair to be that one item that you take with you. So I'm going to ask you now, if there was a fire, God forbid, what would be the one item that you would be running out with?
This. I couldn't let that burn up. No way I could let that one of 2,500 burn up. No way. I've got those, my grandson stuff. I've got the negatives. I can redo those.
Yeah, smart man,
this,
smart man.
Yeah, you can't replace this. So I would probably grab that.
Wow, so that was incredible. I feel like you have so many unique items. I've learned that Ross has a lot of great 49er stuff. I need to look at what Ross has.
We haven't seen much lately, but they used to. Yeah,
that's incredible because I had no idea, but you guys got some great stuff on through Ross.
Ross and Marshall's is right next to each other.
Yeah, it's worth looking. Clearly, you guys got a lot of great stuff, and I love that there's a lot of like sentimental stuff. There's a lot of items that mean a lot for what it was for your mom. The catch game, the game where you guys got on the jumbotron, some stuff with your grandchildren. All that is really great, and that's the stuff I love to see as well when it comes to these fan caves, because anyone can have 49ers stuff. It's the stuff that means a lot to you. And why does it mean a lot to you? And that's what I love with these tours. So thank you guys so much for walking me through this. And by the way, like I said, the paint job is great. Cindy, shout out to you for letting them have this space as well. It looks great. And also, Cindy, like you added to this, right? I mean, there were a lot of gifts from you, and I have to say that was a pretty great gift that you got for him. So yeah, this is an incredible space, and thank you for sharing it with me and all of my all the viewers here as well.
Thank you for having us. Really, so Steph. We appreciate it, man. We love you. I'm kind of starstruck. You're looking at my man cave, so.
Well, I think a lot of people. I did
a good job explaining everything, and I hope everybody has fun watching it.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. A lot of people are going to be able to appreciate, your space and how much these items mean to you. Well, thank you once again, Joe and Cindy. Thank you to all the viewers who watched this. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can check out more 49ers fan cave tours just like this one. But for now, have a good day, everyone. Peace.
Peace out, and thank you so much for having us. Bye-bye.
Thank you.